regarding NFC and mobile payments, what do you expect to see emerging in 2011?
Sure. Yeah, 2011 I think is going to be a year of massive experimentation and exploration. You can expect to see merchants, issuers, doing kind of point solutions, experimenting, understanding the consumer uptake, what they're looking for, all of which I think advances the dialogue and the development and deployment of NFC here in the U.S. At ISIS, we particularly find that favorable in terms of really starting to shape the minds of consumers and demonstrate to them that their mobile phone can do more than all the many apps it does today, right? That it can actually help them with their shopping experiences and really provide them with new ways to shop, pay, and save.
Number two, how do you see industry stakeholders? Oh, one thing, you did it on the last one, but just for this one too, make sure to kind of at least restate part of the question and the answer.
Okay.
So that way it can stand on its own. But the last one I think was fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just forgot to say it.
All right, so you're not mic'd.
Correct.
Okay.
So, and then these will eventually stand on their own as just, a little snippet. So.
Okay.
How do you see industry stakeholders aligning and benefiting from NFC mobile contactless payments?
Sure. Yeah, so really the interesting question, of course, is how will all the industry stakeholders align and benefit from the evolution of NFC here in the U.S. What ISIS is trying to do is really create an open ecosystem for all issuers, all merchants, all carriers, and the consumers that they provide service to, being able to participate in an open system. Today, all these individuals are left to really build their own point solutions, invest in the technology independently. I kind of refer to it as having to basically buy the cow. With ISIS, we're hoping to be able to do it once, do it for all, so that you can really buy the milk, right, and get the value without the upfront capital investment for whether it's a merchant or an issuer trying to develop an app and a capability for consumers. It's a daunting challenge to be able to develop an app that will fit all of their consumers' desires and needs and really focus on issues like what handsets, what operating systems, what manufacturers is my consumer using. And the last thing that a merchant or an issuer wants to do is end up with a technology help desk, right, to help their consumer with implementing the technology and asking questions like, well, have you updated the latest operating system for your Android phone? So we're really trying to solve the consumer side technology so that everybody else can get what they're really trying to get, which is a deeper relationship with the consumer.
Okay. And then your question, how do you see NFC and mobile payments converging in and benefiting transit?
Sure. So the conference we're at today is really focused on transit. So as much as I've talked about merchants broadly, issuers broadly, the real question today with this audience is how does this fit into transit? Now the good news is that when we talk to consumers about the mobile wallet technology and the concept really, 86% of them say that they would like to use it. So I mean they're big fans of the topic. But one of the key questions they ask that really will gauge their use is, where can I use it, right? It's great that I've got this technology on the handset, but which merchants accept it? Where can I use it? And really what it comes down to is frequency and volume of transactions. That's the way the consumer ultimately measures utility. So if I do 20 transactions a week, how many of those can I use this technology? How many places can I tap and pay? And transit is one of the few merchant verticals, if I can kind of call transit a merchant vertical, where consumers, for those who use it twice a day. That's unbelievable. Even coffee, right, which is a daily ritual for many of us, is a once-a-day transaction. QSR, drugstore, convenience, petroleum. These are all things that we tend to use maybe once or twice a week. Even lunch, right, at your lunch break during work. Sure, you eat every day for lunch, and you may actually not brown bag it. You may go out and find somewhere to get a meal, but you try to mix it up. It's not the same restaurant every day. So when you think about the weekly, daily, and then every day, transit really stands out as a place where if I'm a transit user, if the only thing I can do with this is get on my train or my bus every day for my daily commute, that alone is sufficient utility. Everything else, all the other places I can use it, are icing on the cake. So we see, and the consumers have told us this, that transit is just a killer app in terms of the use of the mobile wallet.